Hello, BookTube. Once again, I thought I'd give you a brief rundown of BookTube-related stuff last week that I liked and that I recommend to you if you haven't seen it. I'm sure that I missed a lot, but these are just highlights of some of the stuff that I watched. The prevailing theme on BookTube last week, apart from reaction videos to world tragedies, which, much to BookTube's credit, happened, but as far as BookTube related things, the prevailing theme was people holding up their TBRs for the BookTubeathon, for the 2016 BookTubeathon, and those were lots of fun. Watching people go through their shelves to find out and lay out what they will read for that week. There was also, we should add to the ongoing list of BookTube tags in which Steve has not been tagged. Let's add to that list the Try a Story tag, the My Life in Books tag, the Avengers tag. They all sound like fun. Let's see here, though. Captured in Words did a bookshelf reorganization video that he did. He had wonderful editing, wonderful lighting, wonderful music. It's exactly the sort of thing I would love to be able to do. What fun that would be. And his was fascinating. A booktuber whom I've just recently discovered myself, Julia Sapphire, uploading a lot of videos and a nice variety of stuff, lots of fun. So I'll, these shoutouts are also recommendations. I'll leave all the links below. From the Dusty Bookshelf did a video on downsizing her library, which follows a kind of a sub-theme that goes through all of these last week in BookTube videos, where people, they do their hauls and they do their recommendations and whatnot, but they also periodically get rid of books, and we all must. I am in the presence of getting rid of yet another spasm of books, and so those videos are of particular interest to me. Let's see here. ShaelinWrites talked about her novel, Someone Will Save You, and it's always fascinating to hear insights from, authors about their works. I was very pleased to hear in that video that her videos about her own works are by far her most popular videos. I can easily see why. She's very interesting writing or talking about her own books. Kitty G did a dual review of one of those little Penguin Black classics that Penguin has not seen fit to send me. Their little 50-page Lewis Carroll thing, Oh Frabjous Day, but she combined it with a review of A Study in Scarlet, the Sherlock Holmes story, A Study in Scarlet, and the combination worked for some odd reason. Peter Clark, the writer, did a hilarious garden book tag. His channel just gets better and better. I strongly urge you all to go and see it. Francina Simone, and look, that time I said it right. She did a video called 10 Tips for Writing Great YA. And not only were they fantastic, but the tips were coming from someone who I am beginning to suspect is a great YA writer. And the video made me wish not only that new YA writers would watch it and take notes, but that established YA writers would do so too, because most of the ones that I've read, including New York Times bestselling authors, don't follow her tips and should. Let's see here. Adam at Mememtomori did a rare guest appearance on BookTube, and in the course of his comments, he mentioned that he's still reading The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann, and you should see that his paperback's getting steadily more and more dog-eared, more and more of those little multicolored tabs that he likes for passages that he wants to remember. And he commented that going back to it, carrying it around all the time, has made it an old friend, and I completely agree with that. That is what I love. That feeling. I don't carry around books like that for so long, but I do revisit them often enough and have multi-layered marginalia so that they do feel like old friends. Let's see here. Shannon at the Bookerly did a channel trailer, and it's a slightly different thing from a BookTube newbie tag. I don't really know how to describe it. Hers was unexpectedly touching for me. Just your own overview of what your channel is. It made me wonder what I would do if I made a channel trailer. I'll be thinking about it. I don't know that I'll do it, but it's interesting to think about. or maybe it was just her video that was interesting. Maybe a channel trailer for Steve Donahue at BookTube would be intensely boring. Let's see here. Alex, at A View from the Bar, continued his kingly endeavors, where he reads and comments on all of the novels of Stephen King in order, after which, when he's finally done, we'll all owe him a drink. But this time around he did Misery, which was for me. Okay, we've got a little crisis going on here. My lame dog has trouble with her confidence. There we go. Misery was for me the last Stephen King book that I read. I read him as his books as they were coming out. They're not historical artifacts for me. Misery was the one I distinctly remember where I gave up on the author. I said, I will read you from now on, but I will not hope going into any of your books that they'll be any good. I'll read you because you're gaining in popularity, but this is just junk. And Alex found a whole bunch of stuff in it. I wish he'd have been around when I was reading it the first time. I don't know that the book isn't junk, but I really like his readings. Let's see here. My Bookish Empire did a video of bookish pet peeves, his bookish pet peeves. It was quite enjoyable, hit a lot of common notes with me. In fact, I think I will certainly do a bookish pet peeves video, sort of collect. I talk about bookish pet peeves all the time on this channel, but maybe collect them into one list. Tia at Creative Liberties, a great channel. I don't know if I've praised her before, but go and watch, subscribe. She did a review of Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde that was considerably more entertaining and thought-provoking than the book. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was, of course, the guys at Strip Cover Lit. What would a last week at BookTube be without me taking a little poke at the guys at Strip Cover Lit, that in a worshipful way, because I'm liking their channel more, with every video. And they did one of their variety hours. Their variety hour is now on Act 20. Can you believe it? Where it's a miscellaneous roundup. And they started this one by thanking their ever-growing list of patrons. People who are willing to contribute a little money to the upkeep of their channel, because their goal is to be professional. Their goal is to be full-time on BookTube, and you do that through patronage. You don't do that through views or AdSense. And I thought it was great. I always smile when I see more and more people getting, on-set action figures. But they had a comment. Adrian had a comment. He made a comment. He was praising his patrons and saying how wonderful it is that they could that we live in a world where they could donate money to a cause that he didn't say it, but it's absolutely true, that is as good as Strip Cover Lit. And he had a quote. When you look around and you see the people on YouTube who are going full time, it's not hateful people. It's not people who are looking to destroy things. It's not people who are looking to make the world a worse place. I heard that the first time and went, what? I view it as a wonderful sign of Midwestern naivete. For that he actually thinks that, unless he was talking only about BookTube, but he did say YouTube, and to that I don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say. Grade A under A, Leafy is here, Keemstar, for God's sake. These people have tens of millions of subscribers. They make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every week. They make more in a week than most people make in a year. They are professional YouTubers, and they are some of the most toxic people on the entire planet. All their videos their entire channels, are toxic attacks on everyone. That's the heart and soul of professional YouTube. And I think it's charming that the guys at Strip Cover Lit are so dedicated to their own valuable mission that they don't even seem to realize that. I'm sure that if you asked them, they would not know who Sam Pepper is. And if they did know who he was, they would think he was an aberration. When no, the money makers on YouTube, aside from, harmless stuff like makeup tutorials and whatnot, are all noxious people. They're all intent on destroying everyone around them. It's BookTube that isn't, for the most part, like that. And even BookTube has many instances that we could all remember of larger booktubers picking on smaller booktubers, purely for the malicious fun of it. So kudos to the guys at Strip Cover Lit for helping to create a little world in which that isn't the case, in which we can all dish crap at each other all day long, and at the end of the day, be on each other's side and at each other's back. I love that idea, and I love watching their channel because it's paving the way for that. And there you go. That was just a little bit of last week in BookTube. I'll if I remember, I'll leave all the links below, and feel free to let me know what you watched, because I love adding stuff to my to my BookTube playlist. Thank you, BookTube.